안녕하세요, Cloud입니다. Hey guys, Cloud here. Welcome back to Cloud's Korean podcast. In this episode, I'll be going over how to passively absorb Korean during the corona pandemic while so many people are staying at home. Alright, let's get into it. A lot of people are unmotivated to do anything because of the situation we're in, and that's understandable, but this is probably the best time to learn a new skill. I'll try my best to give you a detailed plan that you can follow so you can start using this time to learn Korean, or any other language really. First, you need to audit what you do in your life. I mean, like, every hour you spend. It won't take you more than 10 minutes for you to sit down and say, okay, from 10 to 11, I do this. From 11 to 12, this is what I do. From 12 to 1, this is what I do. And you do that for the whole day. From the things that you usually do, find patterns of things that you like doing, that you really enjoy doing. Like, for example, I like trying new food. So I spend maybe 2 hours a day watching food videos. Or I like watching the news, so I spend an hour a day watching the news. I like K-dramas and I spend 2 hours watching it. I like listening to music and I spend 4 hours listening to it. I spend an hour on Netflix a day. Things like that. So you find out what things you enjoy doing, and all you do is you take 5% of that. So if you spend 1 hour a day watching Netflix, you take 5%, which is 3 minutes, I think, if I can do math. And instead, in those 3 minutes, you use it to watch a 3-minute video completely in Korean without any English subtitles. The video that you end up watching should be similar to what you would have watched on Netflix anyways. It should be something you enjoy. So if you're watching a horror movie, you should have that 3 minutes be a Korean horror show. And it should be at an appropriate level to your Korean. So when I say appropriate level, I don't mean like dumbed down, simplified, children's style TV show. I mean, the context covers enough that you can understand without knowing 80% of the words. Now, you should do this for everything on the list that you really enjoy, whether it's food, music, or TV shows, news, makeup, fashion, all that stuff. You like watching the news for 2 hours a day, spend 6 minutes watching a Korean news segment. You like listening to music, listen to a Korean song every day. You like K-pop? Well, try watching or K-dramas. Try watching K-dramas without subtitles for a few minutes every day. You like reading books or manga? Well, there's a lot of manhwa and a lot of Korean articles and novels that you can read. There isn't a shortage of content on the internet. If you can't figure out or you can't find something that matches those two requirements for you, just hit me up on Instagram and I'll help you find something you'll enjoy. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is to find a certain time once a week that you'll be in the same place and have no other commitments. And it can be as little as like 10 minutes or 30 minutes, where you'll take the material that you already consumed and then you'll open up a dictionary or your grammar book or Naver, and you try to make sense of the words and sentences you heard. So if you watched 3 minutes a day of a K-drama, you could take one of those 3-minute sections that you ended up watching, and you can start dissecting the words that they said, try to understand why they said it. Your goal here isn't to memorize. Your goal here isn't to write things down and repeat them or shadow. Your goal here is just to get exposed to them. You've already been exposed to it. You want to get exposed to it one more time, and then you want to actually understand it this time so your brain can make those connections. 30 minutes a week goes a long way. I'm sure you must think that that's nothing, but you'll be surprised, especially since anything is more than 0. If you're doing 0, anything will take you a lot further than 0. It won't get you fluent in Korean, especially since you're probably not speaking or writing with it, but it'll take you much further than if you don't do anything. If you do these 2 steps, the 20 to 30 minutes a day of enjoyable content spread out, and then 30 minutes once a week trying to learn the words and grammars of things that you've already encountered, you'll be surprised at the end of 60 days how much you can actually understand compared to where you started. Remember, it's a marathon, not a race. Don't do a lot from the very beginning. Don't say, okay, I'm going to spend 1 hour on grammar, 1 hour on vocab, 1 hour on reading, 1 hour on writing, 1 hour on speaking, 1 hour listening. every single day for 7 days a week. That's just unreasonable for you to start off really sprinting. You might get 1 week in if you're really good at it, and then you're just going to not end up doing anything. So you want to start off with just 5% of the things that you really enjoy. The content should be something that you actually enjoy, so that you don't feel like it's a hassle, or it's you don't feel like it's a burden or something you just have to kind of get out of the way. It should be like, oh, I wonder what happened in the next section of this Korean drama, or I want to listen to this next K-pop song, things like that. You need constant exposure to improve, and this method will help you get there. All right, there you have it. A simple way to learn while quarantined. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below.